Hello crew, it's Rob from The Film Look, where we drop filmmaking knowledge bombs, and today we're going to be building our shoulder rig that we used on our short film 60 Seconds, so you can take some inspiration for your shoulder rig, as everyone's rig is a little bit different. These are all the rig parts that we're going to use to build the rig. These are parts that we've collected over the last few years, and you can find links to all of this equipment and some alternatives in the description below. But to help build the rig, we're going to be using this filmmaking multi-tool. It's replaced the box of Allen keys because it has the 4 main Allen keys that most rig parts use. It also has a flathead for tripod screws, a T25 and a Phillips head bit, and you can even store a couple of spare screws on it. You can find links to this tool in the description as well, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Let's build the rig. The most important part of this rig is the camera itself. We've been using the Sony A7S for about 4 years now, and it's actually a 7-year-old camera. We don't really have any need to upgrade. We really like the look of this, and we used it to shoot all of 60 Seconds. We just know how it works, so we're not upgrading, but this is what we like. And then what we do is we put it in a cage. Like, I think this should be the first rig part that anyone should get. You know, you can get all of this eventually, but the cage is the thing that you're going to build on. So we've got a tilter cage for this. We've also got a MOV cam for our other Sony A7S. And what I like about it is, especially this cage, is that it's super easy to put together. It's one screw, it's all metal, and you just put the one screw in the middle. So the cage actually comes with a top handle as well, which is again another essential part to any rig. It just makes it easier to handle. Like I said, this cage is from Tilter, and it comes with this specific base plate to just raise the camera up off the rig. Like I said, this is specific to this rig, but I've added an alternative to this, which is a little bit more universal for other rigs and other cameras. What this base plate has got on is like, it's got 15mm rod attachments, so you can add more stuff to this. So then the base plate of this one actually just slides on and it just goes on like that. So you eventually end up with something like this. So your camera is a little bit higher. You don't necessarily need this, but later on, this is going to come in handy for a wireless follow focus. So the shoulder mount that we went for the shoulder rig was this one from Small Rig, and it's absolutely massive compared to our camera. But there's a couple of reasons why we got this big one. And one of the main ones is if we ever upgrade to a bigger camera, this plate and this shoulder rig will fit that. So it's kind of buying stuff for the future, so we don't need to invest twice into it. It's also got rosettes onto it, and it's also got this ginormous, where's the release? Base plate, which is the biggest base plate I have ever seen, but it comes in handy, and like I says, upgrading this thing is going to be super easy. What I also like about this rig is it's got loads of 1/4-20s everywhere. So the screws that we use for the base plate are actually stored on the shoulder rig itself. One of the things that I really like about this multi-tool is that the flat head is massive, so it makes it putting tripod screws on really easily. And what I've done with this base plate on, I've put 2 on, and I generally do that with most base plates, so you don't get any like twist or wiggle on it. It's definitely not going to go anywhere. And I did cheat. I've put a base plate onto the shoulder rig, so what we're going to start doing now is building the rig on the tripod. So this is a Manfrotto tripod, Manfrotto plate, and it kind of just flicks on there like that. And I'll show you how easy it is to get the rig on and off on this tripod. And then, like I said, that is the camera with the base plate on. Like it says, the base plate, I've actually put it on the wrong way. So I'm going to change that. You know what? I've built this rig about 4 times in the past week just for this video. And now I'm doing it. I've messed it up straight away. Not straight away, but that's the way it's meant to be on. As you can see, camera's at the front of the base plate, and then you've got all of this space at the back. So this just slides straight onto there. Locks in place the shoulder mount and then the camera on there, and then you've got all of this space in the back. What we're going to do later on is actually add some weight to this, so the camera is going to sit on the shoulder and then a monitor in front of that. The next thing we're going to add to the rig are the handles and the arms that the handles go onto. So what we've got is these adjustable arms from Small Rig, so they go from this size all the way to this size, which is super great for different types of operators or different positions that you need them in, and you can take them on and off super easy. The way you attach these to the rig is by rosette. You go onto the side of the rig and they stick out in front of you. And when they're tight, they're definitely not going anywhere, because if you've never used rosettes before, what they've got is they've got grooves on each side. So as you turn them, well, they're not going to, because there's a groove stopping you, which you've probably seen in the close-up right now. And like I said, you can adjust just the length of the arms like that. And what we've got is two different types of handles. So first of all, we've got this traditional kind of, I think these were like bike handles back in the day, and then they've put a rosette on. We've got a few versions of these, but these, it's got like a rubber grip on, and that's super handy when you're rigging. The other one is a wooden handle, which I'm going to show you, but this just goes onto the end of the rig, like that. And there's one handle there, and then I'm going to add, we've got two of these arms for both sides, so you can adjust it, and I'm going to turn that around. You got them there. And the reason that I bought this cage, this tilter cage, was not because it's a really good cage, it was because of this wooden handle. And I just wanted to look pretentious on set with a wooden handle, but the actual reason I wanted to get it, it's actually got a record button. If you've ever used the Sony A7S, you know the record button is like about this big. It's really small, and when you're operating and the camera's on your shoulder, you cannot really get to the button. And on this, you've got a button there. I will be putting a cable on as well, but you can just record, which makes it super handy. It's got like a really nice grip as well, so when you're holding it like that, you can... This is specific to this cage, but like I said, I've added some alternatives to a wooden handle, ones with record buttons and ones without, in the description below. So I'll add this to the rig. And there's the handles on there, and what you can actually do now is take it off the tripod. And like I said, it's super easy to get this off the tripod. You can actually put it on your shoulder. So you've got one handle always there, and then you've got the other one here for the record button. I'm going to add a wireless follow focus later on, which we used when we shot our short film 60 seconds. So I don't need to be pulling focus. If we didn't have the wireless system, I would kind of just brace my arm there and pull focus like that. But we had a wireless system, and that's all really super comfortable. Early on in pre-production for our short film 60 seconds, we decided that we wanted to shoot it on a shoulder rig to get that fast-paced orientated style, just because this film is a cheesy action film and we knew that style would really suit this film, and also for ease of shooting. Since the action is happening around the table, it was much easier to just set up the camera on the shoulder and move it into position. If you want to see the rig being used on set, we have a digital download pack on our store. It includes an on-set experience, a director's commentary, and even more tutorials. So since the camera is on the shoulder, I can't see the screen and see what I'm actually shooting, so we have a monitor that we mount in front of us. The monitor that we use is this Andy Cine 4K. It's a 5.5 inch monitor. We do have a 7-inch monitor, but it's just a little bit too big for the rig. So we've got this monitor, and then we mount it in front of us with these couple of attachments. So first of all, we add this first attachment to the shoulder mount, and it goes in there. So it's slightly higher than the arms. So that attaches into there. And the only real thing I don't like about this shoulder mount is that this attachment where you've got to tighten it is like hidden behind here. You can take it apart, which I do like, but you've kind of just got to get your thumb in there, get it super tight. And there you go, that's on there. So we've added a 15mm rod with this rosette attachment. And then we've got this monitor mount, which at first looks a little bit mad, but it works really well. So this goes onto that rosette there. I'll put the monitor onto there. And what you can do is you can flip it upside down. This is just like a normal tripod screw, so I'll get my multi-tool back out. So you can find the monitor in the description below, and it just tightens in there like that. So you can tilt it back, you can tilt it forward for different positions, and that's what I kind of like, because when you're shooting on the shoulder, you're going to get yourself in weird angles. So if you can tilt the monitor as well, as long with move the arms, and then you can also move it forwards and back. When we shot our short film 60 seconds, I wasn't actually pulling focus. Our first assistant camera, Rob, was pulling focus, and this is the hardest job on set, and I'm glad he's doing it. I just need to frame up and he actually gets the focus. And so what we do is we add a wireless follow focus system to the rig. All of our vintage lenses have focus rings on, so when we add a wireless follow focus system, they grip onto the side and you can pull focus. For the actual film, we used a Nucleus M, I think it was. Again, links in the description. But we've actually got our other wireless follow focus system. This is the PD Movie Remote Air 3. So we take this 10mm, 15mm rod, and that goes actually into the camera base plate. And then the wireless system goes onto there and then just links up with the gear rings on the lens.
Hello there crew, Richard here. As you can see, Rob is now blindfolded, and that's because while we were filming this episode, he bragged because he's done this so many times, he could build this rig with his eyes closed. So over on our Patreon, you can find this video where he's gonna attempt it. Your time starts now.
The next stage of the rig build is to power the thing. We need to run some cables and power the camera and the monitor and the wireless follow focus. So we'll start off with the camera. We use dummy batteries for the A7S because the standard A7S batteries are tiny, and when you're shooting for 8 hours you really need a bigger battery solution. So we've got these dummy batteries which go to the monitor. So what we do is we actually power the monitor and the camera from one battery. So when you're building a rig, it's all about cable management, and there's loads of different ways to like feed cables. Our dummy battery cable isn't quite long enough, so I've got these DC extension cables, which come in super handy. So no wires, like it's not getting pulled, it's not too tight, because you don't want them breaking. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed these cables, and it's generally different every time. I'll just find a way that kind of works each time, because obviously you can see this is a little bit too long for now. So that is DC out, so we've got that cable there, and then like I said, the monitor and the camera all power from one battery, because this monitor has DC in and DC out, so you can run multiple DC ports, and it's perfect for running the camera, because I can't use the camera without the monitor, so we might as well just run from one battery. So the next thing that we need to power is the wireless follow focus system, and because wireless follow focus are seen as like a pro kind of a piece of equipment, you have to power them via D-tap, and you find D-taps on V-Lock batteries, and you need a V-Lock battery system. They're really, really expensive. I've added links to some in the description, and you'll just see how expensive they are. We can't afford one or justify getting one just for now and again that we'll use it. Maybe in the future when we have more products that we need V-Locks for, we'll get one. But so to power the wireless follow focus system, to get the D-tap power source or the D-tap connection that the wireless follow focus needs, you can actually get this plate. We've actually got a full video on this plate which turns the D-tap connection into, you can use NPF batteries to power it, and we've got loads of these. These are the things that we use for the camera, the monitors and lights, so we've got loads of these, and I think you can get these a lot cheaper than the actual V-Lock and D-tap batteries. So we have these, they go on the back of the camera. So all we've got is we've actually modified this, so we've got this 15mm rod mount system onto the back. We opened it up and drilled a few holes. It's in the video, you can go and watch it. And then this actually goes onto the back of the rig, because it's got 15mm rods at the back. And what I like about this is, first of all, powering the wireless follow focus system, but it also adds weight onto the back of the rig. So it's not top heavy or front heavy, sorry. So you've got a bit of weight on. Just want to pause the video there, and we've been doing a little bit of a rethink with this product which I've just been talking about. The batteries don't like fit in properly, they don't like click in, so they're constantly going to fall out. You're going to see later on in the video they actually fall out when Richard's helping us out. I have put links to a different version of this in the comments below, but yeah, so it doesn't quite fix in, so just wanted to let you know. Every wireless follow focus is a little bit different, but in terms of the connections, but most of them need a D-tap power source. So that just feeds up to there for now, and I will mess around making it look pretty in a minute. The last couple of cables that I need to run is, first of all, the HDMI cable from the camera. So the Sony A7S has got a micro or a mini. Is it micro? I think it's micro. Yeah. To full size HDMI. And we've gone through loads of these. I seem to go through more HDMI cables than anything else. I wish it was just full size. I know the new A7S 3 has got a full size in, I believe, which would just be amazing. The next cable I want to add is for the camera handle button. So this isn't wireless. You've got to have this cable which plugs into the bottom. So I'll just turn this rosette around. That's what I like about rosettes. You can unloosen them, turn them, tighten them, and then put them back in position, and it's just super easy to use. This cable, again, it's a little bit different every time. I just find a way to kind of feed it around so it's as neat as possible and not getting in the way of anything else. So kind of just feed it through here, and that goes into the USB port on the camera. And one of the final bits I always add is, especially when this rig isn't going to change too much while we're shooting, is this cable clamp. So it goes onto this cable, and again, every rig is a little bit different, but you can buy these cable clamps so you can tighten them up and your cables are not going to kind of pop out or break or kind of snap. I've seen cameras where the HDMI snapped inside or the port's gone eventually, because it will get pulled a little bit, but having one of these just kind of makes it nice and secure, and then you just tighten it with this tool. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of make this look tidy and it's not in the way of anyone with these Velcro cable ties. We've just used 100 of these. We've just had to buy 100 more, so links to these in the description as well. So I've just cable managed everything, and to be honest, I haven't done the greatest job because normally the camera team that we work with on the film does all of this stuff. So they do a much better job than me, but I think it's good. I'm happy with it. But what you need to do now is get it on your shoulder and then slightly adjust things, because I've got everything set up, but you kind of need to adjust handles and monitor and things like that. But what makes that easier is when you've got someone else to give you a hand. So Rich, if you wouldn't mind giving us a hand.
Hello crew, you alright?
So I'm thinking that's a little high.
You want that lower?
Yeah, so what we're going to do,
Do you want it full length but lower?
Yeah, full length but about there. So we just need to adjust this arm.
Right. You just, you hold on to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then that feels about right.
Right, try that.
Oh, a little bit tighter.
Right, try it
So
now.
that's better. And if you can extend it.
You want it longer?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Actually, if we can go down a little bit more as well, because now it's extended, it could be just a notch down.
D-tap's falling out.
Oh.
I've pulled the batteries out as well.
He's breaking the rig already. This is why I build it.
This is why I don't touch it.
Yeah. Right, there you go. That should be right. So just a notch down.
I can barely tie my shoelaces. Give it a wobble so the teeth fall in.
Yep.
There you go, try that.
Yep, that's good. I'm going to turn the camera on.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better, yeah.
It's straight.
Yeah. And then see how far you can put the monitor back. So just that red one. All right. So with a 58mm lens, you can have it all the way back, which is great. It actually feels quite nice.
Gives it a turn?
One turn. Right. Got it.
Oh, it is comfy.
Yeah, just on the back there. You can adjust this so it can go a little bit further back if you're a bit too snug.
I like tucking an elbow in.
Yeah. Get that on your shoulder. We'll turn it around. And I'm not sure. So you can get that, and then I can tuck you right in if you want, and then just.
Aye, get us in.
Oh, these batteries are coming out. So there you go. How's that?
That's good.
How's the weight?
In terms of weight distribution, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit front heavy.
A little bit, yeah.
But I don't think you would want it like perfectly in sync. I quite like it front heavy, but I like the fact that this is in.
Yeah, you can get your elbow right in there.
Yeah.
And I think with if there was a bigger lens on, obviously it would be a little bit more front heavy, so you'd have to move it back. But there's adjustments to be made. These cables need doing a little bit better. There's a lot of rig parts in this build, but if you're just starting out, start with a camera cage and then build from there. We've collected these parts slowly over the years, and you don't need everything straight away. But most of the rig parts that we do have are from Small Rig. They're super affordable and they're really high quality, so if you need a place to go, there are links in the description. We highly recommend Small Rig. Like I've said many times throughout this video, you can find all of the links and alternatives to the rig parts that we've used, and also this multi-tool if you want it, super handy. We have a BTS video where we used this rig on our short film 60 seconds if you want to go and watch that. And we also have a Patreon if you want to go and help support us over there. We have loads of BTS videos, Discord, and it's a great filmmaking community where you can talk to us one-on-one. Thanks. Bye.